Hello, Lori Ballou, functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner and expert keto weight loss coach. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is that your genes are not your destiny. You can reverse your obesity and you do not have to live with diabetes. Now, I kept myself from being diabetic by reversing my risk for diabetes. I had all the symptoms. I had PCOS in my 30s. I had insulin resistance. My hair was thinning. My eyes were wonky. I was 185 pounds, trying to stay under 200, struggling on the weight gain merry-go-round. And one of the things that has happened, that is inside my family genes, is obesity and diabetes. My dad had it all. He died from it. My eldest sister had obesity and diabetes, and she also passed away from that. And the reason I am very passionate about this subject is because I don't think anybody should have to suffer like that. And that maybe you just don't know that your genes are not your destiny. And as a woman over 50, we really need to pay attention to this, because when we hit our 50s, we need to understand that it's your environment that's causing all the problems that you are going through. And as we get to 50 and we start menopause, our body slows down. With the lack of estrogen in our body, we become more insulin resistant, because estrogen supports insulin in our body. So you therefore cannot eat all the carbs that you've been eating. And so there's a term out there called, or let me see if I'm going to state it here. So the DNA is a gun and the environment is the trigger. So you do not have to pull the trigger on that gun and have all of the symptoms of obesity. Now, the symptoms of obesity are going to be your prediabetes, your PCOS, if you've already had it when you were younger. And it's also going to be part of the major group of diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's and anything in between all of that. So all of these diseases that we get as humans, they're lifestyle diseases, and you don't have to have them. Now, there may be some birth defects or some issues with having something that you got at a younger age, but as we get older, as women over 50, you do not have to accept the expression of your DNA. That DNA is not your destiny. You can change it. I am not obese anymore. I used to weigh 225 pounds. I am now 127 pounds. And so I did lose 100 pounds, and I'm working to keep off about 100 pounds of fat loss. And the way I do this, it is with a low carb diet and lifestyle. And that is how you can also, for yourself, not put up with that gun being aimed at you. I've always felt that I was ahead of that bullet. I always use this term that I'm ahead of that bullet and that's after me. And I even had a little touch of melanoma about 5 to 8 years back. I'm not even sure anymore, but it was after I started my low carb diet and lifestyle. And all of a sudden I had a black spot on the side of my neck. And I swear that was my detoxification reaction, and that was coming out of my body because I was no longer eating a diet that was causing cancer in my body. But that was something that I was set up for, and something we are all set up for. Something. Cancer is in our body, but we do not have to express the genes that cause cancer in our body. And that's what I wanted to bring up today. And so I was ahead of that bullet. I detoxified my body and I changed my lifestyle. And even though that melanoma came out, I had it removed. I've never had a case or a situation of that since. And I get my skin checked about once a year, every 2 years. And so I am grateful to be ahead of that bullet. I am grateful that I don't have to look forward to any skin cancer like that. Of course, I get it. There's stuff that grows on the face and you can get that cut off. I am not somebody who's going to stay out of the sun completely, but I do put on zinc oxide when I can. But the benefits of the sun actually support turning off some of those disease risks that we have in our body. There is a lot of DNA signaling and epigenetic signaling that happens when we get sunlight on our skin. And so it's more important to get that than to worry about a little bit of topical problems. And we can always use creams and lotions to support us there as best as we can. But overall, what is your health and how are you managing the expression of the DNA that you were born with? You can get ahead of that trigger and ahead of the bullet and not express that. And when it comes down to diet, that's what you want to look at. You want to look at your diet as not to express those genes and your lifestyle. Like the other thing with lifestyle is, are you removing toxic chemicals in your environment? Are you using clean beauty care and the cleaning care around your house? These are all things that you want to look at. There is stress to our body, and if you load up that toxic bucket, you will then, even if you're eating well, you might still have some problems. So we want to look at all of that as a woman over 50 to clean up our toxic bucket and to be aware and understand that we are not set with the DNA that we have, that if we eat clean, if we eat food that's right for our body and we don't express our genes that are going to cause cancer to grow in our body, then we're ahead of that bullet and we are living more of an aging beautifully and aging adventurously lifestyle for aging backwards, for that longevity that you want, and so that you could be healthy in the second half of your life and live the life that you want to have. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, about how genes are not your destiny, especially as a woman over 50. You do not have to accept living with obesity or having diabetes. You can reverse all of that. I have, my brother has, and I've worked with clients that have turned off the pain of inflammation in their body by changing their diet and lifestyle. So if you have obesity, if you have a risk for disease in your body and you don't want to have it, then don't accept it. Don't accept that pain. Do not accept that. And if you want some help, I am taking new clients this week, and I do have a New Body, New Life intensive. This is the first way you can start working with me. It is a 55% off New Body, New Life intensive, where we find out what's going on in your body, and I can help you figure out what's your next steps and help you create a roadmap so that you can get your body and your life back on track and not have to live with pain of obesity, that you don't have to live with the mental anguish that comes with that. You can turn it all off, just as I have. So follow me on Instagram at Lori Ballou Weight Loss. And if you found this interesting, please like and follow and leave a comment and let me know what else you would like to know about that I can post here and give you a simple, non-scientific explanation and lifestyle management tips that are going to help you with your diet and lifestyle now, so that you could get your life back on track and age beautifully, so you can glow and have radiance. Okay? You've got this.